Good afternoon everybody, and a very warm welcome to Orlando, Florida Microsoft Flight Simulator with the flybywire A32NX. I hope you're all okay. Got a bit of movement already on the apron here in the 30 stands. If you're new to the channel, very warm welcome on board to you. I hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. And if you are one of our channel members, very warm welcome back to you guys as well. Bronze, silver, gold. Thank you as always for supporting the stream with your memberships. We're here in the bright yellow Spirit Airbus A320neo, painted by Tapsy, the lad who's been painting quite a number of our latest fleet repaints of various aircraft for the sim. And we've got the Luke Air Tool fired up as well with some pretty good Spirit Airlines announcements, actually, it has to be said. I've been tinkering around with them a little bit. And we are off to Orbx Yeager International, their new airport, releasing soon to Microsoft Flight Simulator. KCRW is the four-letter ICAO code. David, good afternoon. David A as well, hello. Yeah, welcome folks. If you're tuning in, wondering why my voice sounds a bit different, it's because I've got COVID. So throughout the stream today, I'm going to be fighting that as well. Our route, if I have a look at Navigraph, it's going to take us initially from 18 left onto the GME2 RNAV departure, which is one of these two. Ooh, weather's changed. I did think it was a bit weird, contrasting to the Meta. As with usual, sort of some of these American routings and things, it's depart south and then vector yourself all the way to the Medusa RNAV waypoint here. And then we continue on to Jimmy, Ache and Pain. And then we're pretty much heading almost due north all the way up the East Coast US. Jacksonville Executive, Naval Air Station as well, Jacksonville International. We'll be flying over that one, and Jessup Wayne County. As we make our way to West Virginia, and I'd love to play that Country Roads song, but copyright doesn't allow me to. But you guys get the gist. And here we are, Charleston, West Virginia International Yeager, the Charleston VOR. Bit of a tricky one actually. On the top of a flattened mountain, there are no stars, and we're expecting the ILS runway 05. But it's an offset localizer, 1.4 degrees offset, and we can expect wind shear and things like that as well as we make our way in, because of the position of the airfield. Volanta's been updated. We've got Volanta Premium. Hello, Jack Beale. And we've imported our flight plan, and you can see now we've got click to copy route to clipboard. There's a couple of new features here which is really cool. Our cruise altitude is actually going to be 36,000 feet today instead. So a little bit lower than what SimBrief is suggesting to us. And 7,855 kilograms of fuel for us today. Look at that weather cell. Mega. Find it interesting, the wind is calm according to the Meta. As well as, how do you get all the liveries on VATSIM? It doesn't show the correct liveries. Dock, runway 18 left is closed, change departure to runway 17 right. Fantastic. Let's get Volanta hidden. Still the GME2, thankfully, and the same transition. I'm just going to have a quick look at the charts to see what that's going to require us to do. By contrast, what have we got? 17 left to right, climb on a heading of 185 degrees to 600, then on a heading of 221 degrees, or as assigned by ATC for vectors to Medusa. So, very similar. So what you'll notice as well is we've got a discontinuity on the flight plan. Big old gap like that. but that is intentional. And actually, this one we're not going to remove. So we're going to set a heading, and we're going to vector ourselves to Medusa. We're going to vector ourselves to a northbound sort of routing to the west of Orlando, and then we're going to go direct to Medusa instead. And that should probably work out quite nicely for us. So we will leave that discontinuity in place in this instance. Can be, hello. All you can do really is select the meta on VATSIM.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Spirit Airlines.
And then it will help guide you to decide. We have got pain as a transition. It's there. And there's our speed limit point as well. Experimental flybywire A32NX. So we can pre-plan our pushback whilst the cabin announcements are playing.
Ticketed seats for weight balance purposes, once again.
Accusato, yeah. A bit of a shock actually, but I mean, I'm usually very, very careful with trying to keep my hands sanitized and wearing a mask and things like that. But it just shows it can get you anywhere, anytime. What stand are we on? 3-4, I think. 3-4 will do. We haven't got any ATC. This is MSFS default Orlando. It's from the US World Update, I think. Ah, stand 36. Lovely. Orlando traffic. Stand by. Would help if I had my bits scribbled down. Call sign today, by the way, is Spirit Wings 1745. Altimeter is 3003. Orlando traffic, Spirit Wings 1745, stand 36. Push start.
Cockpit to ground.
There goes the tug. Airtime today 1 hour 44. I sound okay, yeah. I've pumped myself full of water, some coffee, and paracetamol, ibuprofen, that sort of thing. Okay, yeah, it's 17 right for departure now. Paul's wondering when the PMDG 737 is going to be released. Hopefully very soon.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground.
It's very Florida-esque, this music, isn't it?
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Get rid of the packs. FedEx.
We are cleared for start and push.
Soon no more Spirit. Actually, yeah, very good point.
Cleared for push start.
Baccazato's, everyone's so hyped for the 737, but Baccazato's hyped for the Leonardo MD-80 and the Just Flight BA146.
Parking brakes are released.
Hopefully we're going to be able to give you guys some more previews of the 146 very soon. It's a beautiful aeroplane for MSFS. And I'm hoping I will have the next beta test build over the next few days, which will include the 300 variants, some of the cargo versions and things like that, and perhaps even the first instance of an FMC as well. Get rid of the tablet for now. Ollie, what symptoms do I have? So, my back hurts, my neck hurts, no taste, no smell, got a cough, very runny nose, and very little energy as well. And I find myself getting very feverish as well, extremely hot. Accusato, Leonardo, I've actually tried to reach out to them quite a bit, and they are proving almost impossible to actually speak to. I've tried email, I've tried the website, I've tried the wider group, Leonardo groups contact as well to get me in touch. Yeah, no joy, sadly. So I've given up. There's a lot of things coming soon. While you're here, folks, smash the like button.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Oh, lost his taste and smell for 2 weeks when he had COVID. Wow.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
In some instances, it's not a bad thing.
Ground. Startup is complete.
I've got MobiFlight connected as well with
Good engine start. Clear to
our
dispatch.
ATC control panel all input
Have a
too.
good flight.
We want 185, don't we?
Position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
So we'll select that. And I need some taxi charts. 17 right, good grief. That's a fairly longish taxi. Yeah, backers out, if you know any way to get in touch with them, then do let me know. Or give them a nudge for me.
139, and we'll push back after the Spirit A320 passes behind.
Okie doke. Look at that, I love that now. Part brakes off and we start to roll. Just like the real thing. Very good. So, 1 plus F, we'll wait for that to finish. Green, APU's bleed. Orlando traffic. Spirit Wings 1745, taxi to Hull Point. Hotel 1, runway 17 right via Echo 3, Echo, Hotel and Hotel 1. Orlando traffic. Paul was asking, is the BA 146 price out yet? It is. It's going to be, I think it was $49.99, wasn't it? They've recently come and released or changed the pricing structure to do some control service checks at ailerons and elevators and things. I'll get clear of this airside 3 section of the apron and I will slow down and do some rudder bits because I haven't done the rudder sensitivity trick. Ollie, yeah, that was actually one of the first long haul routes I ever did when I was working for the airlines. Did Bristol to Sanford with Thomson Airways in a 767.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kathy, working with me in the cabin today
Kathy.
are Ryan and Jordy. We would like your attention as we go over important safety features of this Airbus A319
Oh good, let's turn itself back on again.
Follow along with the safety information card located in the key pocket in front of you. Fasten your seatbelt
Left on
and
to
insert
Echo.
the metal tab into the buckle. To tighten, pull the loose end of the strap, and to release, lift up the flat portion of the buckle. Your seatbelt should be secured, low and tight about your hips, and worn
Arms, ground spoilers.
There are 6 emergency exits.
To do ground takeoff config test. So all we've got now is cabin secure with the crew.
Signs overhead and aisle path lighting lead to all exits. All exits are equipped with evacuation signs and display automatically. Look around and locate the exit nearest to you. Keeping in mind your nearest exit may be located behind you.
Elliot, hello, welcome. Nice one. Very good, thank you. Hope you're okay.
Hold the mask toward your face, place it over your
Ollie, yeah,
mouth
this is
and
the handcrafted Orlando
although oxygen will
airport scenery. I think it was in the US World Update, so yeah, it's a Sobo related.
please remove your mask.
Echo 3, Echo.
Certainly does the job, that's for sure.
Passengers seated in our economy seats, a life vest is located under your seat. For passengers seated in big front seats, life vests are located between your seats.
Oh, Ollie, I don't know. I don't use PackX. This is the Luke Air tool. I've got this, all these announcements from today. Luke Air tool on flightsim.to. Can be. Sorry to ask again, but any idea how to find out arrival airport on VATSIM? Do you mean arrival airport, the runway in use? I think it was your question earlier. The only way, if you've got a controller online, is to go onto something like Volanta, and you can click on Volanta on the airfield itself, and it will give you the ATIS, which is really cool. Very good little tip.
There are 2 life rafts at the forward doors and 2 at the rear doors on either side of the airplane. Evacuation signs
Jesus, is the airport flooded or something?
will not provide flotation. Your safety information card shows raft locations and the proper use of all water equipment.
Jason, that's a really good question actually. I don't know the answer to. What does NKS stand for? Oh my god.
For instructions.
Hopefully no one flying along behind us has got crash detection switched on.
Tampering with, disabling, or destroying any laboratory smoke detector.
If you're on Unicom though, Captain B, all you can do is look at the METAR.
Hotel 3, Golf, Juliet.
And then maybe look at the charts. Sometimes it will tell you within the charts the preferential runway system that the airport uses. Depending on the weather conditions and things, you can then use that alongside the METAR to work out which is the real active runway. There's a Delta A330, nice. Failing that, you could use, if you're on live weather, you could use good old Flight Radar 24 and see what they're doing in real life, I suppose. Very rough taxiways, indeed. Left onto hotel. For your sim control's ever frozen, so you can't move or control the aircraft, but the sim is running fine. I've had once with the WASM module crash with the CRJ quite a while ago, where the aeroplane was still flying, but nothing actually was working autopilot-wise or system-wise, so all the screens were frozen. But I could still manually fly the throttle, even though it was all frozen, and I could still fly the plane through pitch and roll and yaw. We ended up using, I think, active pause to refresh it all. Yeah, Captain B, that, you do make a good point. Flying into an airport like Orlando, you've kind of, I guess you just got to pick. Oh dear me, let's steer back over a little bit. These are very wonky taxiways, aren't they? There we go. It looks like we're racing the Delta. Actually, that'd be quite a cool screenshot. Make sure I stay on the centre line. Swells, yeah, so all of this, all of these sort of aircraft you see today, with the exception of the Osprey ones, which use our own VMR. There we go, look at that. Are through the AIG installer. Question is he going to cut me up? What are we going to? Hotel 1. Where's the Delta going to? Does anybody know? Matai, hello, welcome. I don't know where he's going. We shall let him veer off anyway. Does your AIG traffic ever float? Yeah, it certainly does. Orlando traffic, Spirit Wings 1745 lining up runway 17 right to Hotel 1, departing Jimmy 2 on av departure, Orlando traffic. Doink, 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 click, click, click. Final checks, all done. Delta's got a JFK, nice.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
That's a bit delayed. The taxiways are awful, aren't they? I've nearly crashed already. Okie dokie. Right, so I might as well just hold it on the brakes. Make sure we've got our charts set up, got TCAS and things set up specifically for what we need. So after departure, we're going to hand fly runway heading until 600 feet, and then we're going to turn right 185. Actually, it's like left turn, isn't it? By the looks of it. It is 185. 600 feet, then we go right 221 degrees. So So, set. Two clicks, flex, SRS, runway. And we are rolling. Speed to life. Wow, so we're accelerating quickly now. 80 knots coming up, so we're going to ease the nose wheel pressure now. There's John on the right hand side, the wonderful Osprey A320. Peekaboo. D1. Rotate. And positive rate, gear up. 300. 400. 500. 600. Right turn 221. And fly this. There we go. Look at that, we're like a pro. Leave a climb. And we can turn the autopilot on now. Look at that. Ah, prepare for takeoff calls now tied to strobe settings on. Interesting, did not know that. Easy peasy, love a bit of hand flying. What we can do now is we can turn, let's see, 270 perhaps. This is the beauty of having the autopilot controller now. We're certainly giving it a lot to do though. So we're just doing a bit of self-vectoring now. And as always, I will put our bits onto flightsim.to. .356, I reckon. We'll have a look at 356 degrees. Howdy. Many puddles at the airport. Jeff, yeah, I keep forgetting to push the autopilot switch on the actual autopilot. I reckon we could do 005 now. Actually, 010. Wow, look at those clouds, that's incredible. Yeah, it's not particularly well optimised, Christopher. Yeah, actually, that's a good point as well. When you turn the beacon on, folks, you'll hear the little cabin crew announcement of cabin crew armed doors. Jesus, look at that wall of cloud behind us. It's quite something, isn't it? Would not want to fly through that. Reginald, welcome. Good morning to you. 10,000. Accelerating away. And we will continue climb up to, I don't know, 260. And now what we can do is we can go direct. Deucer. Ta-da! Look at that. Keep smashing that like button, folks, while you're here. Ground spoilers need to be disarmed too. What else have I forgotten? We're going to pass through 18,000. I'll do standard pressure in a bit. Away we go. Off to West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. 8 Barley, hello, welcome. Quick CRJ question if I can. Is there a fix for the bug when turning the power on the overhead lights are not on? When you press the right button, last button they display. Have you got the control setting thing to lock? Is it legacy and lock that setting from a little while ago? Perhaps you still got that on. The sim can look remarkably realistic at times, can't it? Look at that. That's wonderful. So Sanford, which is where we've flown before, Bagazzata, that's the one. Sanford's down here somewhere, Orlando Sanford. Let's see if I can use a bit of a better wing view. Christopher, hello. I can see your message now. Test. There's Sanford. Through the cloud. WC Reynolds, hello. Are you using... Oh, you are using the experimental. Interesting. Swell's asking what autopilot panel do I have. It's a Vizix autopilot control panel. Did a video on it the other day, so do check that out if you haven't already had a little look. It's really good. George grew up in West Virginia. Bakazato, could we complete the lyrics? I reckon we could. I could start the first sentence off for you. Almost heaven, West Virginia. I'm not gonna sing it. Ah, Christopher, that's not good. Doctor on board, definitely don't want to hear me sing, especially with COVID. Ollie's, what's the benefit of the autopilot control panel? So I was able to just sort of like set the headings and things like that using the panel whilst in drone camera, which is quite cool. But it does allow you to multitask too, so if you're flying in and it's a bit busy and you're getting vectors left, right and centre and you're trying to do stuff down here, what you can do is I'll be clicking around in here doing stuff, but at the same time I'm now increasing our climb to flight level 360, there we go, with the autopilot panel. Just make life a lot easier. George, I bet. It's legendary. Ollie's asking how much is it? So I think it's $190 US. If you want the link to the video I did the other day, showing it all off, demonstrating it and things as well, I can put that into the live chats. I am still using Fly Live, yeah, although it keeps breaking all the time. I find it quite frustrating to use, to be honest, Captain B. Nabil Games, hello, welcome. I'm hoping Valanta can bring out their one soon. That would be very good. How are you, Nabil? Hope you're well. There's 1 hour 44 flight time. And our top of descent is estimated to be not too far actually after SPA. In fact, halfway between Spartanburg VOR and the Charleston VOR. 1174. I'm going to tune that in now. Now there aren't any stars or anything for the airport itself, so we'll have to fiddle around a little closer and get all of that data put in. We'll review it all as we go. Pain is coming up as well, and that looks like we're going to be top of climb too. Karina, welcome. We are using the experimental branch of the flybywire A32NX. Can be all of the time the fly live. I think at least once per stream it goes off. Ollie, give me 2 seconds, I'll find the link for you, buddy. There you go. It's in the live chat now, Ollie. As well as fly live always breaks as well, good stuff. Yeah, it's quite unstable at times, isn't it? Karachi to Dubai, oh, in the Captain Sim 777, RIP. Sorry to hear that. We need to stop showing it off and stop sort of promoting it, even if it's in a bad way. Ryanair succeeded by bad PR. Let's see, Alberto in the live chat, inside Discord folks, inside our Discord server, Alberto's asking for a bit of advice in relation to best sort of laptop upgrades possible. Dan Powell's asking, does anyone know of how West Virginia split from Virginia and the legend Hatfield McCoy? No idea. Oh, Christopher, yeah, you could do. In fact, on the Visix website, all of the parts are listed on the website too, so you can use that as well. I wouldn't know where to begin myself. So we're flying into a preview of Orbx's new West Virginia International, or Yeager International, named after Chuck Yeager. I think it's the first pilot to break the sound barrier in, was it the Bell X1, I think, off the top of my head. I'll have to read my own description in a minute and find out. They'll be releasing very soon on the Orbx store, and I will try and find out some details for you. I've got them here somewhere. Let's have a little look. There we go. So, Kanawha Airport, commonly known as Yeager International, or CRW, first opened its doors in 1947 and situated in Charleston, West Virginia. One of America's most beautiful cities, noted for its cobblestone streets and lovely sandy beaches, as well as a variety of sports, recreational and cultural events. In 1985, the airport was named after General Chuck Yeager, the first pilot to break the sound barrier in the Bell X1. Today, Yeager serves American, Delta, Spirit, which is what we're using today, and United Airlines as a public airport. The airport covers 767 acres of land with one main terminal building, with only one 6,302 feet of runway at an elevation of 982 feet on top of a flattened mountain. The airport's regarded as one of the world's most dangerous airports. The launch date for it is the 19th of April 2022. And let's see, in the description for today's live stream, you should be able to see the link to the Orbx product page. The price is going to be 27 Australian dollars 30 cents. So I don't know what that is. 27.30. Let's have a look. In GBP, £15.50 for those of us in the UK. Those of you in the States, $20. Not bad. Hi Hawk, good morning. Welcome. Flying Alpha multiplayer East USA Air Canada. Little behind due to an engine failure on taxi. Ooh. Bagazato's on the way into Tel Aviv with the A300. Very much looking forward to the Anybuild's A310 for MSFS when they finally get that released and working. Swells is asking, what's the best way to get better at talking to ATC? I did my first flight last night while in a call with someone, and I took off and landed, but the communication wasn't good. Didn't know how to answer. All I could suggest, if it's VATSIM, have a little look at some of my VATSIM tutorials, and hopefully that'll be able to help. The bill's saying I can't manage the CRJ's power on final. See, that takes a bit of practice as well, because it doesn't have an auto throttle. But again, I've done some tutorials with the CRJ. There's especially episode 1, 2 and 3 that I recommend you check out. Ollie, it took about 2 weeks, shipped from the States, and shipping was, how much did I say it was in the video? I can't remember now. I think it was about £27, something like that. Shuts, good afternoon. That was total time as well actually, Ollie, so build time too included. Throughout today's stream, I'm occasionally going to be muting the microphone and things to cough and all that sort of stuff, because I am not too well at the moment with COVID, but if you guys hear one by accident, do let me know in the live chat. Hopefully you don't hear any. Chats, any news on the 737 PMDG previews? Not just yet, no, actually. I'm hoping we can find out fairly soon what the situation will be. Tom still experiences pixelated clouds in MSFS. Any advice? I think it's just a general issue. I mean, if we zoom into these, you can kind of see all the pixels and things. But the ones that are closer, let's see if we can spot any. The ones that are closer tend to be a lot higher resolution. They're not too bad, but if we look further out, you can see some of them on the left-hand side a bit pixelated. Oh, look at that. Super Adil Aviation, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing to the channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Flight Safety Captain.
And we're at cruise.
Just reached our cruise altitude for the flight. As it begins to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your seat elbows clear from the aisle, as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley cards shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating in the front galley where the flight decks are located. Thank you.
If you guys didn't see yesterday's video that went live on the channel, then do check that out. That's Brussels International Airport from Aerosoft, and we were grateful to have a preview version of it sent to us, and I've been able to share it with you guys via a video first look / review type thing. But what they've been able to create is quite remarkable, and the VDGS system that they are going to be adding into Aerosoft's mega airport Brussels is like nothing I'd ever even expected would be able to be done inside Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's quite incredible, so do check that video out if you've missed it. It's releasing soon. Nabil, no, we'll stream from the same PC. Hugo the Jugo, good afternoon, welcome. Nighthawk, according to FS Hub airline radar, there are only 4 Ospreys on this flight. Oh, well, I'm one of them, to be fair. Shuts, thank you very much. I'm hoping I'm over the other side of it, to be honest. I tend to try and eat healthy and be healthy. Swells, yeah, you could give it a go. If not, I think if it blocks the link, it will tell me, so I'll be able to see the link and I'll put it on there anyway. Oski boy, I can't see any link. If you're in our Discord server, folks, share it in there if that helps. I know YouTube could be a bit funny with links and things at times. Ollie, lovely stuff. I shall add you there. Thank you very much. There we are. Max, hello, welcome. We're going to be doing an Air Belgium A330neo long haul from a nice polished airport now, absolutely. Yeah, polished, yeah, that's a great way of describing it. It seems to be the perfect airport scenery, actually. Quite remarkable, some of the animations and things that they've been able to get the sim to do with Brussels Airport. Super Udell, welcome, hello. How much is the flight time from Orlando to Yeager? So in total it's about 2 hours 15 minutes block to block, or block time, gate to gate. Air time's about 1 hour 45 minutes. Hugo the Dugo's asking, do you know how to CSL for Ospreys in VATSIM? I'm using AIG. So Hugo the Dugo, head to britishAvGeek.com/liveries, and at the bottom of that page you will see a Osprey VMR, which is a extra VMR that you can add, put it at the bottom of your list on vPilot, and basically it will find all of your British AvGeek Osprey Airways, Osprey regional liveries that you have installed, and it will display them on VATSIM for you. Christopher, yeah, well, it's an early edition, I guess, so they're looking at building on it. In fact, in their Discord server that I'm in, sort of like helping to discuss things and things like that, there is also a VDGS requests page, and people have asked, in addition to the GUI, to enter the change flight number and airline IATA, so that you can do it within that little menu as well. But they've also asked for a SimBrief API request to be linked in too, so that it will automatically, based on your SimBrief flight plan, it will fetch the data, and it will pull like a turnaround mode with your off blocks times, your destination IATA, your flight number, and all that sort of stuff as well, which is going to be quite incredible if they can get that working. And they sound quite keen to get that working too. So certainly something that they're going to build into the future, and they want it working with all of their other airports too. Waste switch settings do you run? Kind of a blend of high and a few on ultra. Stickbug, hello! You ordered a yoke and throttle and stuff for the flight sim. Will it work on Xbox One using cloud gaming? I don't know if it will or not, actually. I don't know if Xbox One is going to have enough power to run the sim. Peter, good afternoon. Hope you're okay, buddy. What are you flying today? Canary looks good though. Yeah. Good old Spirit. Tapsy's created this livery, Bear Fair livery. Look at that, that looks cool. Let's make sure our horizon is level. Xbox only supports certain periphery. Ah, interesting. So one I do know works is the Turtle Beach Velocity 1 yoke, which is what I use on PC at the moment. And that's very, very good, albeit not that cheap overall. Ollie, welcome. Thanks for joining us as a bronze frequent flyer. Really appreciate all your ongoing support, Ollie. Make sure you've linked your account on Discord with your YouTube, and it will add you into the lounge automatically as well. Waste Xbox One has enough power, but not on the best settings. That's good to know. I'm not that great with techie stuff, so it's always good to sort of hear from you guys. All of your experiences. SBA is coming up in 240 miles. We've got CLT ground. In some ways, very unique livery, isn't it? KCRW. Wind still 0 degrees, 0 knots. Interesting. Temperatures plus 3 degrees. Dew point plus 1 degree. So we can expect potential for there to be a bit of fog building in, perhaps. Maybe an inversion later. Altimeter 3016. So if we have a look at the charts, Navigraph, we can unpin Orlando because we don't need those anymore. Let's get rid of those. Click, click, click. Got a couple of overviews. There's the overview of the weather there. Yeager's in the western half of West Virginia. The region consists of hilly terrain, and except for urban development, it's heavily forested. The airport is located on a hill next to the south bank of the Elk River. Trees, many of them more than 60 feet tall, border the runway environment. Kanawha and Elk River confluence is 3 nautical miles to the southwest, and to the south-southeast a man-made structure is at 1,970 feet MSFL within 7 nautical miles. Numerous peaks rising above 4,000 feet MSFL begin 50 nautical miles southeast of the airport, so that will be on our right hand side as we make our way in. There's some warnings for birds and deer present in the airport vicinity and unlit towers. Fog occurs frequently within the highest instances reported from May through October, averaging 22 to 29 days a month. Wow. Where are we? March to May. Precipitation amount 94 mil, averages 4 days a month of thunderstorms. IMC 11% of the time. Wow. And you can see here what to expect as we get a bit closer. Right on top of the hill. And there's the runways. Let's have a look here. Doesn't really give us any information in relation to preferential runway systems. Not that I can see anyway. Who knows? Would you say we're flying into Yeehaw music? Absolutely no idea. Ollie, so you go into your Discord user settings and you go into integrations, click YouTube and sign into your YouTube account, and it'll pull your data, your membership into Discord. Peter, do you still have Avgeek caps available? I've tried to order a couple via Spring but not having much success. Oh, what's you're saying not having much success, what do you mean? Because they appear to still be listed, but who knows? I know Spring have been a bit problematic recently. Ryan saw a video on Brussels Airport. Great video, have it on my list. Great to hear. Loving it. Lifetime is on, Basil, yeah. 850, 1250 UTC. Oh, Dan, yeah, the fly Tampa Athens is a remarkably nice scenery. Swell's asking how much is Yeager. It's about £15 or so, British pounds. 20 US dollars, depending on your currency of choice. The website won't load up on Spring, interesting. We've been having issues with Spring for a little while, actually. I'm in the process of moving things away from them because a lot of the products, bearing in mind I've had to pay for them to create a digitized logo onto the cap. They seem to be causing issues in relation to actually being able to order them. A beautiful day on the east coast, it is indeed. Looks great, doesn't it? A couple of little weather systems around, but all good. Oski, yeah, that would be quite cool actually, an automatic VDGS, could you imagine that? I mean, it's not too far off that, so perhaps that's something that could be done in the future. Ryan, any idea on the cost for Brussels? Sadly, I'm not sure actually on the price. And Dan, yeah, bought Macro Simulations Manchester because of AvGeek. Glad I did. Great to hear. It's a wonderful scenery. Great developer as well. Made a fantastic Birmingham as well. .45 knot crosswind for us. There's our top of descent. But if we now add in arrival, there's no stars. We could go ILS 23. No stars, no transitions. There we go, top of descent's recalculated itself. That seems to be a lot closer than I'd have expected though. Jigsaw still crew. Radnav, let's put in some frequencies. 110.3. Peter, interestingly, it won't let me either load it up. I can kind of click the link, but it won't. It just gives me a blank website, if that makes sense. Perhaps that's something you're getting as well. John. Let's hope not. I'm really suppressing a COVID-y laugh. That'd be great. I look forward to spotting your landing in that case. Offset localizer for runway 23 is 1.5 degrees. And then it's saying stilt. Interesting. So we fly Charleston VOR, and then we fly over stilt, so let's check this. Okay, no, it's going straight to Jigsaw. Okay. Stilt. That'll do. Fine. Might even vector ourselves. Really, you want to go from Charleston's VOR HVQ. By the looks of it on the charts, you then go to stilt. You fly outbound from stilt for a minute. Then you fly back in again. But although Jigsaw's shown there's an initial fix, so it'll all work itself out, I'm sure. Yeah, 19th of April 2022 on Orbx Central, where Yeager will release. Ollie, I will do, yeah, I'll PM you. Keep smashing that like button while you're here, folks, as well. The Stavros is asking, do you know how to make the flybywire sounds announce cabin crew seats for landing? I can't seem to get it to work anymore. All the other sounds seem to work well. So they've changed it now. You've got to be in approach mode, and you then need to have flaps 1 enabled, at least flaps 1 extended, and then when flaps 1 are extended, you can then press it, and it will automate it. As well, so it's not on AI Manager, no. I think you asked this question a little earlier on as well. What you need to do is go to britishavgeek.com/liveries swells, and then at the bottom of the page you'll see a little file, a little Osprey Airways specific VMR. So you can then have it added to your sort of V-Pilot model matching list as an extra VMR, effectively. Do you have any news on the 787-10 livery pack for Xbox? No, flyby. To be honest, I'm really quite against people buying liveries on Xbox. There seems to be some sort of livery packs appearing on the marketplace now for Xbox users, which I don't really understand. They should really be free. Peter, we had this issue a little while ago, and I reached out to Spring's support team, and they said to me it was an issue with my cache, and I had to clear my cache and use a different browser to see if it loaded up, but I don't really know. Mace Taste, hello. Hi Luke, congratulations on 15,000 subscribers. Here's to many more. Thank you very much. Sorry to hear you have COVID. Hope you're not feeling too bad. Thanks very much. It's been an interesting few days, that's for sure. Flyby, yeah, you know what? I think what Xbox users on MSFS should do is really push on the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums for those to be made for free. Because we can just go onto flightsim.to and download free liveries. Yet you guys on Xbox are expected to pay £6, £10 for some livery packs just so that you can enjoy your favourite airlines. Swells, downloaded the file, what do I do now? So make sure you've got the Osprey Airways liveries installed as well, and then you just add it into your V-Pilot. So on V-Pilot you go settings, press the little plus next to model matching, click custom rules, and you add it to that list. Hopefully you guys can't tell that I'm a little bit unwell. Steve, thank you very much. Great streams, by the way, as well. Thanks for your kind words. Ah, Jay, that's not good. John, what runway have you planned for Windsor Calm at the moment? So we're going to be planning for ILS runway 23, I think. Top descent was 50 nautical miles after Spa. Actually, that's bang on then. Yeah, that's not too far off. Let's have a look, see if these match up. Oh, okay, that's 50 miles. Ollie, yep, there we go. I've manually synced it as well. Tomorrow, folks, we're going to be back at the Aerosoft Brussels for a little preview. We're going to be heading down to Malta for the first time in quite a while in that beautiful Malta livery. Wow, flyby. I think I paid $8.99 for a livery pack with just British Airways, and they got the colours messed up. Oh no. Dan, yeah, I've had 3, thankfully. Ollie, no, it's a lot of people aren't aware that it's a new feature. It's fairly new, actually, in Discord. We've not been doing it for too long. Yeah, PC on MSFS for PC is a very different target audience, isn't it? I think. I find it quite frustrating that people are willing to exploit the Xbox users and just sort of distribute rubbish and expect lots of money from it. It's a real shame. Ollie, so what it's done is it's allowed you to access the club lounge inside our Discord server. So you'll be able to chat in the members lounge. Swells, how do I download the 747 liveries off the Google Drive? Don't know how it works. All you've got to do is right click on Google Drive, on the Google Drive folder icon. When you click it, and you just download it, and it's the same as downloading something off flightsim.co as well. Just extract it, add it into your flight simulators relevant file, folders like community folder or whatever. There you go, Ollie, I've tagged you in it now so you can see where the lounge is. I'm just going to pin some of these charts for our arrival into Yeager. The runway length 6,715 feet, which is about 1,600 meters, I think. So it's basically like a mountain ridge skiathos. Probably the only way I can explain it. Landing on runway 23. We'll just quite simply vacate left on Alpha down at the very bottom, and we're at the apron straight away, which is quite nice. Actually, flyby, the stock Asobo 787 is awful anyways. Even with the heavy division mod on PC, it was at best. Oh, well, I quite like the heavy division mod. It certainly made it usable, which is really cool. Ryan E, we're coming aboard. I think it's about time. Ooh, coming aboard where? Osprey Airways about to get a new pilot. Flyby's asking, what's your favourite aircraft in the sim or outside the sim? So, that's a tough one actually at the moment. The CRJ, the Aerosoft CRJ is particularly fantastic, but also the Just Flight the A146, which I know I've only been sort of previewing with an early beta version of recently. That's incredibly fun to fly, quite complex, very immersive, really enjoyable. And I find those sort of aircraft that don't have auto throttles and things quite rewarding as well. You can't just sit and enjoy the wing views like we're doing a lot of today. Howdy, if you're just tuning in. You've got to be in the flight deck the whole time, or a lot of the time, managing all the systems, managing the speeds and things like that. So you've got to think a lot further ahead of, you know, with aircraft like the CRJ from Aerosoft, especially so with the Just Flight BA146 as well. The 146, it's got a little TMS, cross modulation system, which is a kind of about this sort of position here where the gear levers are on the A320. But you've got to manage the TGTs, the M1s, and that quite a lot throughout the flight. So as do I extract the VMR file into the community folder and then set it as a custom rule on vPilot. So you don't need to put the VMR file inside the community folder, it can be anywhere on your PC. At top of descent, folks, it's not going to be where the marker is there, it's going to be just as we're tickling the edge of this SPA line here. Yeah, that should be about right. So as we pass that 50-mile fixed ring about an SPA, we'll then start top of descent. Ryan E, welcome on board. Thanks for joining us as a bronze frequent flyer. Really appreciate your support. Choosing to join as a member, thank you very much. Again, make sure you link your Discord account with your YouTube account, and we'll get you in the club lounge in Discord. What I'm really looking forward to answer the question about favourite aircraft at the moment, 757-200 from Bluebird Simulations. That looks really fun. Flyby, very true, there is that. I think part of it as well is because Microsoft earn 30% of the profit from all the sales inside the marketplace, so for them it's a big old juicy cash grab. You know, liveries for 10 quid per livery pack, they're making £3 off every single one of those sales. Well, yeah, or was it £3, $3 per sale of those packs? So they're absolutely raking it in. That's a party of green, sea of green in the live chat almost. Ashley and Simex plane, MD11 is growing on me. The 767 is still top for Ashley. It's going to be difficult when the 737 releases from PMDG. That's probably going to set the absolute benchmark for the best aircraft in the sim at the time. Flyby, you guys on PC have to pay 80 quid for the 787-10, so I purchased the Premium Deluxe Edition on release, which was about £109, but it gave us the 787-10 within the package. Flyby asking how much is it to be a member, so you can just press the join button, it will give you the membership options. I think the lowest one's £1.99 a month, you can join as a bronze frequent flyer. East Coast Canadian, they are, yeah, in one word, in one sentence it sums it up. They're racking in a fine dollar. But hey, I guess they've got it, you know, they need to manage it. In fact, that top of descent marker's crept all the way down there now, which is crazy. So very inaccurate today. I wonder why that's the case. Oh, that's why, because it still wants us at HVQ at flight level 322. 3,500, 2,400, stilt, Gixxer at 2,400. That's saying let's just do 3,000 set for that. Bang on. And then we can go into HVQ. And we'll go 13.1, so we can do 5,000. Eh? Oh, there we go. Look, now our top of descent marker's crept in properly. Just the nav data. Flyby, what's your favourite airport? Oh, that's a tough one actually. God, I don't know which one to choose. I think I'd probably say something like Skiathos or Mykonos or Samos. Probably Mykonos or Samos actually. Mykonos, you get a lot of wind shear, it becomes quite a challenging approach and a very short runway. Samos because it's exceptionally difficult with the circling approach, which is the only approach you could do there. Soy sauce, hello. Is that the stable A32NX or the experimental A32NX? This one is... Oh, hello drone cam. That's a bit better. This is the experimental branch of the flybywire A32NX. Definitely one of the best ones at the moment. Experimental branch or the developmental branch. Both really very good. I've never really recommended trying or using the stable version. It doesn't work so well. Ollie's is Gibraltar, very nice. Right, so Spa's going to be there. We're going to want 5,000. Still out of range for that. What I want to do is get Sky Dolly ready. Mykonos, good landings, eh, Peter? Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's why it's one of my favourites. Always great fun, isn't it? There's usually some sort of chaos. Okay, Sky Dolly's fired up for the replay. Honda replay. We'll do another METAR check. KCRW. Winds are 150 degrees at 4 knots now. Here we go. Wind's starting to spool up and kick in. 9 degrees dew point plus 0, so I think the risk of fog and that is dropping off. Altimeter 3016. Sky Jolly, is that your cabin crew? I wish. In fact, that's probably not far off that. British Avgate, did you forget to set transponder properly? We're on 2,000. Is it showing elsewhere or something else? Peter, that was the funniest stream ever. Swells, I did answer a minute ago. All you need to do is, I mean, you can put the VMR file anywhere you wish. So I just have it in like a vPilot files folder on my D drive. It's not inside the community folder. It doesn't need to be in the community folder. Top descent coming up. Winds one, what was it? Winds 1 for 150 at 4. So what have we got here? 2-3. That's a straight crosswind. Let's do that for a bit. Oh, to be fair, it's because I had TA on instead. I forgot to flick across the TARA. Good spot. Swells, no problem at all. So Charlotte is over there somewhere in the distance. There is ATC on there actually at the moment. There's a ground controller on in Charlotte over there, wherever you are. Bye-bye, do you think American Airlines will ever order the 787-10 as they got the -8, -9 variant? Tough one actually. I think they probably will end up having to, because I guess the competition from the A350-1000, I'd imagine they'll end up with some 787-10s. but then they seem to like the 777-300ERs quite a lot, don't they? So perhaps that's what they'll end up ordering a few more of. Ashley, thank you very much. Happy flying to you too. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the shops. Flight number 370 in the KLM ND11 over Canada. Very nice. David 8's headed into Charlotte. Ollie, do you do any group member flights in voice chat? Not on that sim. We don't actually. No, not really. We're overdue another group flight, aren't we, of some sort? So we tend to use joinfs.net for that, and then we chat inside the voice chat within Discord. I think for American, it's going to be quite a tough decision between the 777-300ERs and the 787-10s. Ashley makes a good point there, saying that they might consider it a bit more once the high gross weight version releases. And does the L suffix stand for light? No, so it's, well, they're FAA sort of type codes. Or equipment codes, aren't they? So L is Mode S with extended squitter and enhanced surveillance. That's what that means. Ollie, no, JoinFS is not VATSIM. It's like VATSIM, works a very similar way, but it's without any ATC. 30 miles to top descent, lovely. That'll do. And we're going to want to go down to 5. Let's get that ready. Use the autopilot controller thingy. Timothy Waters, welcome! Joining us as a silver frequent flyer, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining the channel as a member, really appreciate your support. Welcome folks, wow, 3 new members so far this stream, it's incredible, thank you, really appreciate it. Thomas, won't be a second flight today, sadly. Matthew, hello, good morning to you. Hope you're well. Hope you've had some good trips recently. East Coast Canadian liking the new EFB with the flybywire A32NX experimental. It's great, isn't it? Look at that. Very good. You can flick that to raw data too. So there's the latest weather in KCRW, our destination for today. Benjamin, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. What else have we got in here? We got our top of descent calculators, landing distance calculators as well. Build data from online flight plan. Or OFP. I keep calling it online flight plan, but you guys know what I mean. There we go. And let's see. Wait. Full config. Probably will want reverse thrust. Can't see any LDAs on the charts. Let's have a little look here. Obstacles, landing, usable lengths. 3215. There's no slope. And runway heading. Let's see what it's going to say to us here. 235. We'll stick 0 in. Still not having it, is it? Ah, approach speed. What are we going to do here? Let's... There we go. Low will overrun. Jesus. Medium auto brake. That can't be correct. Magic boosters, do I have Volante? Yeah, we do indeed. We've got Volante Premium. There's our top of descent. Let's press the button. Open descent mode. Magic boosters as well, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. Here's our Volante for today. And there is our destination. Next to a place called Big Chimney.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
3016 wasn't it? So we can set that whilst we descend. And it's equivalent 1021. Picking up HVQ now, it's still out of... as well as what's the difference with Volante Premium? So it has a state saving function. If you get a crash to desktop, it should be able to spot basically your aircraft. Or reload your aircraft into a particular place if you do get that dreaded crash to desktop. But it also allows you to upload screenshots and all that sort of stuff too. There's our little VNAV profile. As we make our way down. So initially passing the Charleston VOR HVQ, which we've got tuned in as well. We're still a little bit out of range for that to pick up on the VOR1 DME. And then we're going to head outbound 050-ish degrees. We'll just vector us 055 degrees actually towards Glaze, which isn't in our nav data for this, but we'll fly out towards Glaze, 19.9 DME apparently, and then we can use the charts to kind of just vector ourselves around. So if I show you Navigraph, there's Charleston. We'll then head outbound 055 degrees there, up to about 19.9 DME. Spot Glaze, we'll then head round to intercept the ILS for VIX, the Jigsaw there. And at that point, we will be around about 2,400 feet ish, or 3,000 feet at Jigsaw approximately. Offset localizer 1.5 degrees, and we've got the frequency set there. The one thing we probably do need to just double check is our course. I've not put that in, so F235, that's in there. Happy days. Yeah, happy days, good. And then minimums, ILS MDA 1181. (3016). Temperature +9 degrees Celsius. Wind 150 at 4, so straight across the runway, 4 knot crosswind, 100% of that too. And 1181. Happy days. Managed descent working to give us that nice profile as we make our way down towards the airfield. How'd you get the RNAV stuff? Well, so all the VNAV stuff, you just enter managed descent. If I go to open descent, it doesn't allow me to do it. But if I go to managed, it will hold us within that range. It should ideally hold us within that range, he says. 56 knots, sort of semi-tailwind. Ollie, yeah, you do have to put that in as a prefix. I think it's basically suggesting that it's a forward heading, so you're going towards it rather than it being a back course. But I'm not entirely certain. I mean, to be honest, I'm a little bit impressed we've got this far. Literally flying a plane in the sim with COVID. Do you need a certain thing in the MCDU? Swales. And you need your constraints, so all of this data here needs to be correct, and that will then assist you with your correct top of descent marker and all that sort of thing. And you can see there we're kind of chasing that profile. And the aeroplane's descending slowly at 1,000 feet per minute. Try and slowly work to recapture that, which is really good. Certainly takes a lot of the thought off or away. For tomorrow's flight out of Brussels, we're going to use the new VDGS from Aerosoft within that new Aerosoft Brussels scenery, and we will set our estimated off blocks time and all that sort of stuff as well. It's going to be very cool. Are you allowed to do a top of descent with ATC, Elliot? So yeah, you can literally just say to them, request descent. If you hit that top of descent, you can say to ATC on VATSIM your call sign. So for us it would be Spirit Wings 1745 request descent, if they've not done so already. Magic boosters, have you got NDU switched to disable by any chance? Ryan, yes. One of the passengers losing the plot back here has just found out the pilot has COVID. Christopher, I do, yeah, sadly. I tested positive 2 days ago, and I've been fairly unwell. Smells, what's that forward white arrow? I assume it's the one that was here. That's basically your VNAV profile. So now it's disappeared. It's basically saying to us that we are on the profile to reach the HVQ VOR at 5,000 feet. Yeah, Elliot, yeah, you certainly can. If you want a specific flight level, you can request it, or you can just say request descent and then they will start to work to vector you. Magic Boosters NDU. So there's a setting inside the Windows registry that you can disable effectively. I didn't know that much about it until one of our channel members, Ashley, sort of gave me the script to put into command prompt on Windows. And it apparently, for a lot of people, it seems to have worked for me as well. Fixes that problem very well. 105 miles to go. I feel like we're going to be insanely low. Let's level off here at 22,000 for a minute. Flying into the Smoky Mountains. Christopher, yeah, first time. I've had 3 jabs. I've had both boosters and the main vaccine. That's probably what's helped me, what's sort of given me a less severe version, I suppose. I I think the top of descent there was a little bit too keen, folks, because we've still got 98 miles to Charleston. Lambo, hello! My autopilot won't stay en route, it just turns in MSFS. Why is that? What's the waypoint that it's trying to fly towards? Yeah, shouldn't have trusted the VNAV or the top of descent marker today. $80 miles. I mean, if I was inclined, I would climb, but what's the point? We're just at 220. It's nice down here. I'm going to blame the COVID and distract you with a wing view instead. Keep smashing that like button while you're here, folks, as well. Hope you're loving today's stream. Mikhail, hello, welcome. Hopefully I'm not, I don't sound too unwell. I'm dosed up for today. Swells, how do you request descent using VNAV on ATC? Or do you mean not on VATSIM, you mean the in-sim ATC, right? Max van der Strict, hello. I'm doing my internship at Johnson & Johnson's Research and Development Facility in Belgium. Very cool. TR, hello to you, welcome. Lambo, just have it on a straight route to an airport. Have you tried just a direct to? Click in direct and then click in the airport maybe, or if you add your star or your approach in, say for example you're going to configure for an ILS, you could do a direct to that transition onto the ILS or the that waypoint for the start of the ILS approach. Have you tried that? See if nav mode kicks in again. Yeah, Ollie, it's been a tough 2 days. Well, so ATC might tell you to descend flight level 220. You'll have to then descend to 220, but you'll then also need to request if you want to go lower. Oh, almost. If you want to go lower, then when you get to 220 or near to 220, you can request a different level, for example. And you can always ask. If they say no, then they might give you an alternate, or they might just sort of leave you at 220. I guess if you're in an ATC area, you'll have to go by them. And as we've shown today, you can't always trust the VNAV with that top of descent calculation, because we're still 74 miles away and we are quite low by comparison. Realistically, this would be our top of descent round about nowish, I think. 80 miles. I can see the top of descent marker there now, or the sort of like the VNAV. Let's see what happens here. Oh, TR, that's not good. TR, there's bottom of descent. We don't want that there. Oh, Christopher, that's remarkable. We'll go down to 200. I reckon we've got another 20-30 miles. We'll then start to descend properly. West Virginia, coal mining state, and also home to the fantastic song by what's his name? I'm going to have to Google him again now. Got memory of a sieve today. Let's have a look. I only listened to it for about an hour on loop stream today. John Denver, Take Me Home, Country Roads. Elliot's asking, how do you know when to contact a centre? That's a great question. So you've got a couple of ways, I suppose. You can either wait for them to get in touch with you, and that will help. So they might send you a little prompt, the dreaded 3 beeps that you get on vPilot sometimes. Or you can look at something like, let's see, if I show you guys Volanta. This is where Volanta's very good. Inside map settings, you can click VATSIM. And then you can see here Boston Centre's online. And it will give you the frequency, and it will give you the rough idea of the outline of the area they're controlling as well. So if you're in that area or about to enter, you can call them up. But usually with a centre controller, if you're not sure, they will just send you a contact me request anyway. Why are we decelerating to 250? It's doing some weird things today, isn't it? Very bizarre. I mean, HVQ's 280, 3750. Remarkably strange. Let's try now. Top of descent can't be correct there either. That's 30 miles to go from flight level 200 to 5,000 feet. Let's go vertical speed mode for a minute. Let's see what happens. Now will probably be too high, no my luck. Let's do 2-2. Get the nippers in. Strap in.
Ladies and gentlemen, in final preparation for our arrival, please make sure your seatbelts are securely fastened, window shades are open, tray tables are securely stowed, all carry-on baggage, including purses and
look at that landscape.
need to be completely stowed underneath the seat in front of you. Nothing should be on your lap before arrival. This is for your safety and the safety of the other guests traveling with us. Laptop computers and similar sized electronic devices need to be powered up and stowed at this time. Cell phones may remain on as long as they continue to be in airplane mode. Passengers are going to walk through the cabin at this time to collect
By the way,
all service items.
the final announcement today from the Yeager Intl is awesome.
It has been our pleasure to have you with us today on our flight. We should be on the ground very shortly.
But it will make more sense, it'll be better if I can butter this landing into Yeager. Matthew, calculating 3-degree path descent rates manually is literally what I do every day. I wish I was that good at maths. Fly faster, I'm hearing banjo music. Transition. Ollie's loving the wing flex. It requires me to have a buttery landing effectively, this the next announcement. Or a comical landing actually, it could be one or the other. Elliot's tracking his flight with Lancer now, it's great, good to hear. Yeager is over there somewhere. Probably there actually, I think that is Yeager Airport. West Virginia International. Elliot, can I start descending before I'm contacting a centre? You can, yes. Good question. Ollie, yes. Many country roads that will take you home down below. Jeff, West Virginia's best Virginia. Never been. Oh, they're all on. That's all good. That's all good. Check our speed. Pretty much 250 now, but it is a bit turbulent. Here come the lyrics. Get rid of the music. Right, so top descent, we're going to do 230 now. There's the runway. There's the river. You can see how high it is up actually. So airport elevation, automated good morning. Airport elevation's pretty much 1,000 feet rounded. Missed approach wise, climb to 1,800 feet, then climbing right turn to 3,000, direct back to Charleston VOR HVQ 1174 and hold. Not that we're anticipating that today. We'll have to keep an eye on that VNAV type thing as well, just to sort of assess everything we go. Blue Ridge Mountains, Ollie. Indeed. 947 feet airport elevation. So HVQ, then we're going to go outbound 055 degrees. There's the runway. Looks like a beautiful bit of scenery. Smack record on Sky Dolly. Max, how's the meta? So we've got a 4-knot crosswind straight across the runway. 150 at 4. Plus 9 degrees Celsius for the temperature. Yeager traffic, Spirit Wings 1745 overhead to Charleston VOR. Inbound for the ILS runway 23 approach will report Jigsaw Yeager traffic. So that'll do us. Let's go 055. Do 053 for a bit actually. We'll activate approach phase. Look at that. Very nice. So we're just going to work now to get round towards our final approach. There's the runway in the airfield. Track. We'll do a track mode 55. Doc, did you read notes number 1 on ILS 23 chart? What does it mean? Procedure not authorised for arrival on the HVQ VOR airway radials 019 clockwise. So basically, if you're coming in from the north sort of to east. If you're coming in from north down towards the HVQ VOR, I don't think it allows you to then use that particular procedure. I suppose it's probably too tight of a turn for it as well. If you're tuning in just now, welcome. Do hit that subscribe button down below, and if you've not yet given us a little thumbs up, then I'd love it if you do give us a little thumbs up. Give us a little like for today's live stream. Final approach coming up, and we've got Sky Dolly as well, so we'll do a replay of it too. Green dot speed's going to be next. There's stilt, so we're 9.5 nautical miles at the moment. Yeah, what's the landing rate predictions, folks? Flyby, I'd imagine they probably won't make it free, to be honest. Yeah, a bit windy, but also because of the sort of layout, the map of the land, if you like, you've got a lot of these little ridges and valleys all over the place, and what that does is kind of, in areas you're going to get a lot more friction for the wind, and in other areas not so much. It creates this sort of wind sheary, rough, turbulent approach conditions for us. It's going to be interesting. Jigsaw, here we go. So I mean basically it's like a Mykonos but 1,000-foot elevation. Oh Elliot, look at that, going straight, minus 10 foot per minute. That's the most faith I've ever had. We want medium auto brake.
2,500.
Ground spoilers armed.
2,500.
Jigsaw is in 5 miles to the east. And we'll just do 600 foot per minute for now, I think.
Traffic Osprey 27 Juliet Mike, overhead Charleston VOR.
It's definitely bumpy, isn't it, folks? It's going to be quite interesting. Currently, we've got a 28 knot crosswind. And the landing memos are up already. 16.7, so we're almost over head glaze. Let's start to work round towards Jigsaw. Might use nav mode for that. Here we go. So we're kind of vectoring ourselves. Jeff plus 160 foot per minute. Could be if we hit the edge of the mountain. Go flaps 1, let's go to 180. Kevin, welcome. No pressure. Let's set that now, 210, 30 degrees, let's hit approach mode as well. So we've got minimum set, Cat 3 single. Let's do this, get my feet comfortably on the rudder pedals. And we should be establishing just over Jigsaw now, which is 10 miles to touchdown. Go flaps 2. So we've got 3,000 sets. I mean, look at these, look at the sort of like rifts in the valley. But also look how bumpy it is. There's the airfield. Oh, what a remarkable place to fly into. Very cool. 10 miles. Let's see, so we're flaps 2. I'll probably want 160 till 4. We'll do 155 till 4. Yeager traffic, Spirit Wings 1745, 9 miles final, runway 23, Yeager traffic. Okay, flaps 3, gear down, wait for them to lock. So this scenery releases in 4 days on the Orbx Direct. Currently we've got 26 knot crosswind, which is going to be interesting. But as we get closer, the surface friction with all of these bumps and hills should give us a bit of an interesting approach. I mean, look at our heading against our track as well. Glide slope's now looking to be active. It's going to make it quite unstable, and also we're approaching the runway and you can see the ridge line too. I mean, we're kind of fighting this crosswind quite a lot. We don't really look like we're that magnificently aligned, but it is an offset localizer as well, don't forget. So at some point soon, I'll go full flap now, we will have to fly in ourselves, because it's kind of like Innsbruck. It doesn't lead you into the airport properly like a traditional ILS that will get you to the threshold. This is offset like Innsbruck, so it requires some manual flying regardless. George grew up roaming these hills, fantastic. So we go full flap. Let's reduce speed now to our final approach speeds, medium auto brake, and landing memos, no blue. Full flap, gear down locked. And we're briefed for the missed approach. 69 likes. Outer marker. Let's fly her in manually, shall we? We've still got a 23 knot crosswind. So even though we're sort of pointing straight ahead, we're actually flying sideways towards the airfield, which is quite remarkable. George FS, hello to you, welcome, it's been a little while, I hope you're okay. Watching on holiday in Spain, nice, hola. Let me just check, make sure we've got Sky Dolly recording. We do, so we can replay the landing. So I'm ignoring the lateral ILS guidance now, because that's an offset localizer. We're visual with the runway anyway, but I'm using the ILS vertical guidance, wowzers, to sort of assist us as well.
1,000.
This is quite interesting. It's slack now to about 12 knot crosswind. Although with a light difference I can barely see the screen. I'm using quite a bit of controls here to try and just keep it stable. And I'm going to expect quite a bit of wind shear, or at least quite a bit of turbulence, a bump of some sort as we pass over this ridge. And you can see there the airport, the threshold is right next to the edge of basically a cliff. Ollie, thanks.
500, 400.
So now the wind's just switched. We've now got a crosswind to the left-hand side. So we've definitely got wind shear present.
Minimum.
Okay, well, we'll continue for now.
Yeager traffic off.
Holy moly.
300. 300.
This is amazing.
100. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Whoa. Hold the flare.
5.
Oh, minus 54 foot per minute. And we release the brakes. There's the end of the runway. We'll vacate here at Charlie to help John out. And we'll get a replay of that as well, of course, once we park up on stance. Wow, there's some Hercules over there. Yeager traffic, Spirit Wing 1745 has vacated at Charlie, taxi to the gates. I'll leave all the lights and things on because otherwise it'll be a bit confusing for the flight replay mod. Sky Dolly. We should be able to do flaps though, and disarm the spoilers. Oh, there's our wing walker and Marshall. Yeah, that's a great approach. That was, especially with that wind shear, that wind switched from sort of a northerly, or westerly, sorry, to an easterly instantly, and you could see it kind of started very quickly to push us away. Park brake on. Let's quickly. That's great fun. It's definitely like an American Mykonos. Look at that. Couple of Hercules. Sorry, I can't even believe they operate into this airport. Is that going to be National Guard? Here comes John. Oh, well, Airpack going premium. I mean, look at the... It literally is like falling off the edge of a cliff, the end of that runway. It just drops. Here's that landing announcement as well that I promised you guys.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how about that landing?
Kevin, thanks.
We're about like 14
Absolute butter
early.
landing. Nice,
So
mate.
Spirit Airlines is 14 minutes delayed or late or whatever you want to call it. We'll just call it even. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened.
West Virginia National Guard, WC, thank you. That's great to know.
The gate. At that time, the captain will turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. And you may feel free to collect any belongings you brought on
Jeff,
board.
you're not wrong.
Use caution when opening
Kevin,
up
thank you very much for your super chat.
shift.
Really appreciate that.
No, shift happens. Smoking is prohibited until you reach a designated smoking area. If this is your final destination, all checked baggage will be the baggage claim area. If you're connected to another Spirit Airlines flight, all checked baggage will be transferred automatically. We do ask that you please remain seated as we're taxiing. Once again,
Telluride. Oh, yeah, that would be quite a good one actually.
You may now use your portable electronic devices.
And yeah, I guess it's the perfect airport for the Hercules, isn't it?
And
Here
ladies
comes
and
John.
gentlemen, for those of you needing special wheelchair assistance on today's flight, we do ask that you please remain seated to everybody at the planes. This will also help us further better assist you as well. For more day of travel information, please visit spirit.com, where you can also find our ultra low fare deals on our hotel, car rental, resorts, bundles, and packages, as well as our deals on cruises. And in there you can also find the section where you can compliment how amazing your
Nice, no worries, thank you, buddy.
or how awesome your crew is on today's flight. And for any of you that have
There's a
anything
bit of
bad
wind
or
shear, a bit of
negative to
sink.
say about Spirit or our crew in general, just go to American.com and give it to them instead. And
So you can
I
see
remind
he's
you
gone
that
from
my name is
crabbing
Cindy
to the
and I
right.
personally
He's now getting left drifts. He's crabbing now to the left to try and counter that wind. Really enjoyable actually. Very technical, sort of challenging approach. There's the touchdown zone. And John is the first Osprey Airways aircraft pilot to fly into Yeager, I believe. Automator. I thought Scranton was a crazy airport on a hillside. This takes the cake. Absolutely. It's kind of daunting seeing the edge of a cliff right next to your plane as well as you head towards it. Oh, look at that for a touchdown. Super smooth. I think it's time for a replay, folks. What do you think? Let's see. Let's position the camera somewhere suitable. Interesting, the toolbar pushback seems to have got itself stuck on. John, that's a great touchdown. So we'll do a replay, then we'll have a little look at the airport scenery.
27 Juliet, Mike, vacated runway 23 and taxi to the gates.
There we go. Swells, this is an Orbx scenery. So if we go to, let's see, there's John. John, I'll be back in a moment. Let's do that. And we do Sky Dolly. DC Mole, hello. Play.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross.
It's all going on. Here we go. So you can see the wings. And you can see all of our aileron inputs as well as we've got the autopilot off at this stage. We're trying to land the aircraft manually. All the screenshots going off now. The link for this scenery is in the description for today's live stream, folks, as well. So if you do want to add it to your list and have it saved as a bookmark or something ready for its release on the 19th of April, then you can just click the link. Oh, look at that scenery. That's incredible. So hilly as well. There's that buttery smooth touchdown. And then from the outside, because you guys will want to see that replay, here we go. So you can see how we're crabbing one direction. Wind switches any second now, actually, and you'll then see us quickly correct to crab the other direction. There we go. So that's the wind switching, I think. Yep, with the drop as well, with the wind shear. Yep, and there we go, we're starting to now crab left instead. It literally just appears, the runway's right on the edge of that threshold. So if you undershoot, you're in the edge of the cliff. those visual effects. Get them brakes on. Yeager, yeah, I'd imagine that is quite a good one actually. Let's have a look at this airport scenery then, shall we? Turn this back up while the aeroplane will taxi itself back to the gate. Sky dolly's rather convenient for that. Landed manually at Yeager. Oh yeah. Let me show you the edge of the airfield actually. That's one aspect of it. And we go over towards the threshold so you guys can see how much of a drop off this is. Wow, look at that. Right off the edge. Down you go. And they've actually done the road as well. So you can turn up in your little freeware Pajero and you can look up and you can watch the aircraft fly over that ILS in towards the cliff. Remarkable airport. Definitely need to do this in something like the CRJ next time, I think. That'd be quite good fun. Okay, what have we got here then? Lots of things actually on the outside of the scenery. All the way down here. Not quite sure what this is. But they've added that in. That's quite cool. They've done the outside environment as well. It's so hilly. Oh wow, actually it goes on. Done all of that as well. Remarkable. Let's have a look at the National Guard's base. Turn the drone camera down a bit speed-wise. There we go. There's the answer to my question earlier. 130th Airlift Wing, West Virginia Air National Guard. I don't know, what do you guys think so far? Great bit of scenery, right? Nice to have a couple of statics as well. Better than the Captain Sim one. Bojo, hello. Yeah, it looked a bit rough there, didn't it? But I guess you probably wouldn't look at that too much. There's the flight line. Bit of cargo. What we got over here then? Looks like a bit of a general aviation area. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought, this airport. Certainly a lot more to it. The animated radar of dome there. Little green tank of some sort there as well. Water tower perhaps, I'm not quite sure. It looks like there's an opportunity to add bits in for your general aviation pilots amongst you guys in the live chat. You'll be able to spawn into this GA section too by the looks of it. Like the Marshall Aviation ramp. Let's see, what have we got here? few little bits dotted around over the sort of distance of the airfield, beyond the perimeter fence, if you like. That mountainous terrain. Capital Jet Center. Very cool. This is a nice bit of scenery in what is quite a tricky location as well to fly to. Marshall University hangar. George, so if you sort of, I'm assuming you might know the airfield quite well. What do you think so far? Do you think it looks quite realistic as a rendition of Yeager? There's the car park and the main terminal building, complete with what looks to be a solar panel roof. Looks like the cars have been parked quite nicely as well, properly. Yeager Airport, John D. Rockefeller, the 4th terminal. Very cool. Definitely need to do more flights to Yeager. It's a bit of a challenge airport for us. Good fun. Not quite sure what the situation is with the air bridges being so low. I assume that's going to be because of the CRJs, maybe? The CRJ 200s that fly in here? Might be wrong, because they've got the other ones here. Looks like we've got a tower as well. We do. Bit washed out for the glass textures though. Nice little rotational light on the top though. I think that's, by the looks of it, that is the airport. Let's have a look, see what's on the other side of the runway 2. Left the area in the mid-70s, George. Interesting. So runway 5, very similar story. I mean, could you imagine overrunning this on departure if you get your takeoff performance incorrect? Just straight off the edge of a cliff. Be a very scenic departure though over all of that. Graham's asking, will Orbx be updating London City? I'm not sure, really hope so, because it's desperately in need of an update, isn't it? There we are. Let's get her parked up and shut down, shall we? The marshal's disappeared. It's a shame, he's over there now. We can check things like Navigraph charts. Jetway, here we go. Good to see they work. Got all the other ones as well. Left all the lights on. Done that Sky Dolly replay, whoopsie. Yeah, interestingly though, Christopher, they're not on the other side. So if you're departing 05, they're not on that end. So you're off the cliff. But I guess that's because over there, you're not going to crash into loads of houses down below. Osprey 10's coming in there, A320, but still 50 nautical miles from SPA. Oh right, that's quite far away. I might stay online for him, so I'm still here when he arrives. There we go. Hopefully you guys have really enjoyed this little preview. Yeager Airport, West Virginia International, which is being released by Orbx on the 19th of April 2022. Just 4 days away now. And it's about 15 British pounds, 20 US dollars, I think 25-ish Australian dollars. And really nice, fairly challenging approach here as well. All the links, as always, are in the description down below. So if you do want to purchase it, then you just got to click through to there on release day and you'll be able to purchase it directly from Orbx Direct. Timothy, thank you very much. Ryan E as well, and Ollie, 3 of you today choosing to become channel members. Very warm welcome on board to you guys. Thanks for choosing to support the stream with a membership. And Kevin as well, dropping a super chat as well. Really appreciate that too. Thanks for flying along, everybody. I'll be waiting for Thomas over the next sort of 20-30 minutes so that he can see us flying at least. Hit subscribe if you've not done so already. Click the like button too, and of course join us tomorrow as we're going to be flying out of the new Aerosoft Brussels National Airport. It's coming soon to MSFS. We'll be putting the VDGS to the test with estimated off blocks time and things like that too. And we'll be heading down to Malta in the flybywire A32NX. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys all tune in tomorrow. Enjoy the day. Take care.
I enjoyed that, Luke. Thanks for that, mate. Hope you get well soon.